All right, so for side body, we're gonna show with both blocks, but you can just use one. So let's take the bigger block and you're gonna put it in your armpit area, perpendicular to the body, and you're actually gonna take that other block and that's gonna go into your neck space. Yeah,
no
and you could totally do pillow. So I want you to show everyone here, if the block is up and down how it is now, you're gonna get a more intense pressure because it's higher and less surface area. If you needed it easier, you'd put it down onto the logo side, so you'd have more surface area and then you'd be closer to the ground. Okay, cool. Now from there, I want you to get your elbow to reach out. Yeah, as far as it can. That's what brings your body weight close to the ground. Now, the easier position here would to be put a towel where that other block is going, but let's show this full position here where we put both in now. I want you to get that smaller block as far into your neck as possible. Yep, and then slowly letting your head go back down. This is gonna get the neck, the lats, and a little bit even of that front of the shoulder. Her legs are bent because that's where we have the most stability in this position. And then that right arm is gonna reach out as far as it can away from her body. Yeah. And you can feel the further you try to reach it, the more intense it's gonna feel. It's okay if it starts a little bit more bent, but we want to eventually try to get that arm to straighten out as much as possible. Okay, first thing, couple of breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Trying to get those longer exhales than inhales. Now with the side body, I always start higher up towards the armpit. It always feels a little bit better up towards the armpit. The further down into the rib cage you get, so sliding the block more towards your hips, would be more intense. Right? So hang out there for a little bit. Let's add the movement first and then we will change up that position. So let's take that left hand and put it down onto the ground like we did before. Yep, really nice. And then we're gonna think about the hips and the chest. If you think about 1 or 2 inches rotating chest towards the ground, that's gonna give you a little bit more pressure into the chest. And if we think about the opposite direction, opening the chest and the hips towards the sky, tiny bit, that's gonna be what gets a little bit more of that back lat and rotator cuff area. I like to go really slow here. The side body has a lot of tension. There's a lot of connections happening on that side of the shoulder blade. So nice and slow through that rotation, using the ground, the hand touching the ground as much as you need. And it's a slow rotation, not only through the chest, but through the hips as well. Those two work together to create body weight pressure in different parts of the body. So when they close down towards the ground, we're getting more pressure through the chest. When they open up towards the sky, we're getting more pressure in through that back. All right, and finding stillness wherever you need to. Usually with this position, either the chest or the back is more intense. So just finding where your pressure is more and hanging out there a little bit longer. As you come back to the center here, let's just show how we can move this down. When we move this one down, we're not thinking about a big area. We're thinking like 1 inch down, and you're gonna get a whole other sensation as you change positions. Now, if the block in the neck starts to get too much over time, you could always replace it with the towel, but if it feels good, let it hang. Okay, same thing. As soon as we get into a new position, I want us to go back into stillness. It's not always easy, but kind of getting used to starting with stillness is going to be most beneficial for your fascial release practice. We want to compress down into one spot, create as much heat as we can internally and externally. And then once that space has gotten some heat to it, then creating that tiny little movement forward and back. So after about 1 minute, you can go back into exploring using the chest and the hips to rotate down and up.